lost and unsure of how to move forward. I was with my ex-boyfriend for 6 years. This whole year, it's been rough. Last September, his mom told him she doesn't see him as her son because of his job as an EMT. He begged me to take my exam to get into nursing school, so we could move out together. He holds this hatred and bitterness toward his mom now. I kept putting the exam off because I was unsure and scared. This June, his dad passed away. This whole year, he's been cold to me. I was scared to bring up issues because he got mad when I wanted to communicate about problems. So, I chose to stay quiet and keep it in. We broke things off in July. I was still hanging out with him, due to plans we had made. In October, I called him out on a lie. He told me he was in Vegas to see a friend. It turns out he went to Mexico to see this girl he met and did acid with her. Apparently, he met this girl in April during his birthday getaway, when he was at a bar. He thought she was attractive and gave her his number. He has always felt insecure about his appearance. Recently, I found out he plans to go to Mexico again in December. I asked him why he did it. He told me it made him temporarily happy, and she's something new and exciting. He wants to be selfish, and not disappoint anyone anymore. He wouldn't have even told me about the girl unless things got serious. He lashed out that I thought he wouldn't be able to get a girl because he was fat. I was shocked. I don't feel like I know him anymore. Is this how he reacts when traumatic situations happen? He runs away from his problems? He tells me that he loves and cares for me, but he's not in love with me. He told me he wanted me to be the one, but I'm not her right now. His actions say otherwise. I don't know if he's trying to manipulate me. Whenever I spend time with him, I get so angry and start asking him questions. He lashes out at me because he doesn't want to communicate about these deep issues. I don't hate him. I just feel sad. I wished he cared more about me, but he didn't. He was a coward and chose the easy way out. I don't know why I'm still trying to hold on. Every morning, I have anxiety and horrible dreams about this. I need to cut ties with him, but it's hard. My husband doesn't see what happened as cheating. About a month ago, my husband confessed to me something that I consider an affair. I've had suspicions he's had feelings for a close female friend for a while now. She's a lovely person and I know her also. They talk on the phone for a few hours every couple of months, but I just got that intuition. For the longest time I thought it was just jealousy. I know they have a past. They casually dated before we met, and after my husband's mom passed, he went to spend time with her instead of me. This was really early on in our relationship, and though it was hard, I thought it was just because we hadn't built enough emotional intimacy for him to feel comfortable grieving near me. It felt really difficult for me to tell anyone else who they should want to be around when they were grieving, so I let it go. I also met her, and have had great times hanging out with her. I always thought she was cool and got over it mostly, but it never really left the back of my mind as a possibility. We've had a number of other issues that have been coming up lately. Namely, he's recently sober. He confessed to me that he's been abusing Adderall on and off after telling me he stopped. He said one night while messing up on Adderall, he was on the phone with her, and said he clumsily confessed his feelings to her. She didn't reciprocate. In fact, it sounds like it ended their friendship and she basically was like, WTF, you are married. This devastated him, and is part of what led him to starting his recovery journey. I asked him a few questions, such as what was his intention in telling her. Did he want to hear her reciprocate? When he first confessed to me, he did say yes, he hoped she would reciprocate. To me, this is where a betrayal occurred. This is cheating. Since he's confessed, he's changed the story a bit, saying he was confused and that he did tell her that his feelings for her were confusing because he loved me. I also asked him, what happens if she calls you tomorrow and says she's made a horrible mistake and she loves you? He said that would be difficult, but since he would be so torn up having to lose me, it wouldn't matter since it would ruin any relationship he tried to start with her. That also didn't inspire confidence, as I would have much rather have heard, it wouldn't matter because I love and choose you. We are going to be starting therapy in the next couple of weeks. But the latest iteration of things involves him disagreeing that cheating occurred. He admits it was a betrayal. But he is emphasizing that nothing physical occurred. And he doesn't believe he cheated. He's coughing this in, admitting it doesn't really matter if he thinks it's cheating, but this feels like a massive barrier to reconciliation for me. It feels like he's sidestepping accountability. He's been emphasizing quite a bit that he needs me to understand and see that the person who did that is someone who was in a lot of pain. I am open to doing that and empathizing with him, but that's hard to do until he starts with genuinely admitting what he did was as bad as it feels as it is to me, and that he's caused me pain and that he's responsible for this pain. But I'm also really all over the place. Am I unreasonable in feeling like this was cheating? Does it even matter? Is cheating worse than a betrayal? His dismissiveness of it is really hurtful. My mom is a serial cheater. My mom has been continuously cheating on my dad ever since I was a baby. I'm 22 now for reference. My parents' relationship was okay-ish in the beginning, way before I was even born, lol. Blah blah blah. Anyways, my mom is a serial cheater and has had multiple, definitely over 20, affairs since I was only a year or two old while my dad was at work in another province providing for us. Instead of taking care of me, she would be making out with another man on the couch, and the man would be the one to pay attention to me, playing with me, etc. Stuff my mom didn't do whenever they were over. She became a teacher when I was a kid, and ever since her first year working as a certified teacher she would have affairs with a colleague, different ones each year. My dad wasn't dumb and knew she was cheating this whole time, but she kept denying it and played stupid even though she knew he caught her multiple times throughout the last 20 years. For example, he always caught her sneaking off to take nudes for other men whenever we had our rare family moments together. She couldn't even pretend to be interested in us for those few minutes, lol. They both knew he only stayed because she constantly threatened that he would never see me or my younger sisters again if he left her. Now that we're all old enough, he's finally leaving her. In addition to this, multiple men have NSFW videos and pictures of her in their phones, and this is all so humiliating for me because they send it to everyone they know. I'm positive some were leaked online this year. She thinks nobody knows, but literally everyone knows, and this makes even more men come to her because they all know that she will sleep with them as long as they give her the slightest bit of attention. She even slept with all of my dad's closest friends and his cousins and her best friend's boyfriend and all 3 of her sister's husbands. She disgusts me. I can never look at her the same again. I resent her so much for bringing me into this world when she already knew how little we would mean to her. I tell her this and she keeps crying and asking how she could win my love back. Sometimes I feel torn because we used to be so close. Even to this day, knowing that she was caught over and over again and is about to get served the divorce papers for infidelity, she denies everything my dad says to her. She denies and denies until he shows her the proof, but even when she gets shown proof she just quietly walks away and leaves for a few minutes before coming back and acting like nothing happened. Today she accused my dad of texting another girl and all I did was laugh loudly in her face. I can't wait until the divorce is finalized so I can move in with my dad and never see her again.